Sam's Strip was a humorous comic strip created and produced by Mort and Jerry Dumas. It was distributed by King Features Syndicate from October 1961 to June 1963. The series depended heavily on metahumor, and appearances by famous comic strip characters. Overview. In the late 1950s and early 60s, Mort and Jerry Dumas would meet on Monday mornings to go over the gag ideas they had worked up for future installments of Walker's strips, Beetle Bailey and High and Lows. Just for fun, they started putting the considerable knowledge of comic strip history to use in creating gags about characters from different strips and time periods meeting and interacting. An idea eventually came out of these exercises. What about a feature starring a guy who runs his own comic strip as a business? Walker, a fan of alliteration, came up with the title Sam's Strip. They split the gag writing, Dumas did the drawing, and Walker the lettering. When the pair took samples to Walker's regular distributor, King Features Syndicate, 4 executives barraged them with questions about the contents. But there was enough laughter that the editor finally gave the go-ahead. Sam's Strip debuted as a daily only on October 16, 1961. Bulb-nosed, seemingly necklace Sam owned and operated the comic strip he inhabited, and both he and his bespectacled, unnamed assistant were aware of the fictional artistic status. They commented on the elements of cartooning, talked to the readers, abused their artist, and played with the stock in their cartoon prop closet, all the while trying any scheme to make the business a success. Along the way, they encountered strip stars such as Blondie and Charlie Brown, cult favorites like Crazy Cat and Ignatz Mouse, and old-timers such as Happy Hooligan and Tilly the Toiler. Dumas took pride in drawing each character's style exactly, but the job was intensely time-consuming. It took him 3 weeks to create a week's continuity about a comic character's convention that featured dozens of guest stars. This metahumor made fans of cartoonists and informed comics aficionados, but the reading public was left scratching its collective head. As Walker admitted later, the readers had to be familiar with the various characters we were satirizing before they could get the gag. It's a tough sell. Just as Sam struggled to make his strip a hit, his creators did the same, and Sam's Strip never gained more than 60 newspapers before being cancelled on June 1, 1963. In 1977, Walker and Dumas re-employed Sam and his sidekick for a new strip with a new concept called Sam and Silo, about a pair of bumbling cops in a quiet little town. While not as imaginative or innovative, it was far more popular. As of 2016, Sam and Silo is still being produced, now solely by Dumas. Critical analysis. Walker and Dumas clearly take pleasure in working in callbacks to classic comic strips. Many of the meta-textual gags are funny and fun, wrote the Comics Journal's Shannon Garrity, adding that Dumas's drawings of classic comic strip characters are excellent. Quote, Andrew Williams of Den of Geek agreed that the strips that chip away at the fourth wall in particular frequently raise a smile, and occasionally even a laugh. Comic Book Resources Chad Nevitt elaborated that Walker and Dumas are very adept at making most of those jokes work on 2 levels, where the character's role is obvious to those unaware of its pre-existence, while those in the know will get an extra kick out of it. But Christopher Barat felt that the creators didn't use into strip get-togethers nearly as much as they should have. Instead, they whiled away a lot of the time with politically themed, time-dependent gags trading on the New Frontier administration of John Kennedy and the contemporary Cold War atmosphere. Books. One paperback collection, Sam's Strip Lives, was published in small quantities under the aegis of the Museum of Cartoon Art. In December 2008, Fantagraphics Books released a 208-page paperback book containing the entire run of Sam's strip. It includes brief introductions by Dumas and Walker, unpublished sketches, original artwork, photographs, and sales brochures. Plus, there are select annotations by Dumas and comics historian Brian Walker. These strips sound perfect and some gags are repeated far too many times, wrote Chad Nevitt. But this collection made me laugh at least once on nearly every page. Once again, Fantagraphics delivers a stellar package. Andrew Williams' review agreed with that last statement. Key near-flawless execution of the book helps to make it feel like more of a prestige package, a celebration of the series rather than just a cheap cash-in. Although the book will largely be bought by fans of the series, it's still accessible for absolute newcomers. And Casey Carlson of Comics Worth Reading stated, "If you ever had more than a passing interest in newspaper strips, you owe it to yourself to check out this collection."